Okay. I think we have a couple of people already here. If you're just coming, please can you mute your mic? Pauline, please mute your mic. I think it's disturbing, interfering with us here. Mr. George, if you can mute. Okay, good. Pauline, your mic is mute now. Good. So I'll be talking to two set of people here. I'll be talking to those who want to offer their service as to make money from real estate. I'll be talking to those who also want to use their money to make money in real estate. So there are two different entities. You can either come in. There are other means you can come in, but I want to focus on only two, which has to do with you can come in as a broker, or you can come in as an investor. And as a broker means that you have somebody who wants to buy property, you link the person to a company that have the property. So you stand in between. You have a buyer, and you know the seller. Then you link them together. That is what I mean by you're standing as a broker. Then the second part, you come in as an investor. You see a property, and you calculate it very well, to appreciate very fast. Then you decide to push further. That is the second way to go about it. Then to take it further, there are some means which I want us to talk about. You know, people always say land appreciate, land appreciate, land appreciate. That is true, but it's not totally true. Land, not all land appreciates. Not all lands appreciate. There are lands that don't appreciate, that depreciate. And not all land are the same. And sometimes people use emotion. They put emotion when they are buying properties. You don't even put emotion, leave the emotion out of it, and focus on your profit. You can decide to come in as an investor, or you can decide to just come in as an end user, which means you just want a place where you can just buy property and just leave. That is as an end user. So there are if you are coming as an end user, there are a couple of things you will not bother, you will not look about. Just want a cool place, a good environment where you can just build your 1 or 2 or 3 bedroom and just sleep and just go there and relax yourself. And those kind of things are good for those who want to retire. So just like I said, let me just chip in that, but let me tell you, let me focus on those two set of people I want to talk to, as a broker and also as an investor. So let me start talking about, let me talk about if you're coming in as an investor, let me talk about that particular part. The formula I came up with, which for anybody who want to go into real estate, who want to buy property and make profit. There are a couple of formula this formula you can actually use, and it will give you good return on investment. Just like I said earlier, you can compare the land in your village and the land in city. They are not the same. So this formula, I call it the C-plan formula. The C-plan formula, which is actually an acronym. For each of them, is actually an acronym. I will try to make it fast. I want to see how I can end this in less than 30 minutes. Before 9, I think I should be done. So the formula is that is CPEL. That is C-plan. CPEL. The first C there stands for commerce. I hope you can hear me. The first C there stands for commerce. Before you think of buying any land, just like I said earlier, take out emotion out of this. Take emotion out of this when you are buying a property. Look at the first C, which is the C stands for commerce. You have to look at an intelligent investor. You have to look at where is the money going to, where is the money coming from? where would the money be? How does that relate to land? You know, when it comes to land, where there's people who do buy and sell, just like it on internet, um, where you have enough traffic, people coming to a particular location to transact. Imagine getting a land in that axis. That automatically will make that the land in that area to appreciate. Let me give a typical example. Um, I based in Lagos, so let me use Lagos as an example. I'll use state as a state. Imagine you buying it. I'm using Lagos now. Say, oh, but although there are some parts in Lagos which appreciate faster than some parts in other some part of in other part of Lagos. But I want to use Lagos as an example. For you to buy, if you buy a land in Lagos, for instance, you can't compare that land with land in some state. Example, let's say Zamfara State, for instance, or let's say Ebonyi State. There are some places in Lagos that you buy land, you keep the land for, let's say you keep the land for like 5 years, and you buy this other land from in another state, and you keep it for the next 5 years. When you go back to that same location without even doing anything, you will discover that there are a couple that one will appreciate faster than the others. One will appreciate faster than the others. And if you look at it critically, for instance, Lagos is full of there are a lot of commerce activity going around in Lagos. Then you buying a land where there's buying and selling taking place. Definitely, it's surely your land will surely increase. The
value of the
appreciation will surely be there more than where we have just bare less than we don't have transaction. People don't come to that as this. It's just scanning pool. There's no activity going on. There's no commerce activity going on. So in that kind of place, that land will not appreciate. That is the first one which I make reference to, which is the sea. Then the second part I want to talk about is the part of the sea too, but I give you the subtopic, which is migration. In Lagos alone, every single day people migrate to Lagos. I'm using Lagos as an example to buttress this point. People move from other states to Lagos, and the more people come into Lagos, for instance, the more houses are needed, the more land are being used, the more land appreciates. So these are some things we consider when they come to buying of land. Migration play a major role. Let me give you a particular place in Lagos that people are migrating very fast to. One of those places is Ibejuleki, or even toward Ekpe. People are migrating toward that axis, and commerce go alongside. And also because of the commerce in such area like the Ibejuleki axis, for instance, where you have the refinery, the seaport taking place, you have the Alaro City, you have even the proposed international airport, which will be in that axis too, is coming up. Coupled with those facts, there are a couple of appreciations that will take place in that part if you tap into it. Let me give you a typical example of this pastor. There's a pastor called Paul Adefarasi. He bought a land some couple of years ago around that Lekki axis. And that land, he bought it for around 25 million naira. 25 million naira. And when after 10 years, when the worth of that land was estimated, it was around 3 billion naira. Imagine buying a land for 25 million naira, and in 10 years' time, the worth increased to like 3 billion naira, which means that if you want to sell that land, you will sell it. I know even now that the worth of that land should be more than that 3 billion naira. Imagine the difference. But I'm very, very sure there are a couple of people who will buy land in some other places that in 10 years time when they go back, that land still remain the same. So what I'm trying to do for those, I'm trying to share with you some things which you have to consider before you buy land in any place, whether in your state or any state. I know there are different people in different states here, but I'm just I'm using Lagos because my case study is in Lagos because I based in Lagos. I know the Lagos market very well. So I'm using Lagos as a case study. So you have to look at the first thing I make reference to, you have to look at the commerce in that area. You have to look at the migration. Are people moving to that axis? Are people moving into that axis? You have to consider that. For instance, according to research, we are made to know that average of over 6,000 people migrate to Lagos daily. I know that should be more than that because that's actually a very old research. But over 6,000 people move to Lagos every single day. Then imagine that times number of days we have in a year, and imagine the figures. So that is number two. Let me make reference to the other P there. I said I'm using an acronym which is C plan. The P there stands for population. Where there is population, there's money. Where you see people moving to a particular location and you can see crowd, even on the internet, where there is crowd or when people come to your website, it shows that okay, there's tendency of you making money. So likewise, in this industry, where there is population, and you see people migrating to the houses, and there's tendency of that place getting populated. If you have opportunity, just look for a land around the houses and buy. It goes a long way. Population play a major role when it comes to property. Then I'm just trying to be fast so that I can meet up with time. Let me talk about the next one, which is employment. One of the challenges you have in some states, I don't want to mention any state now, and is there are less people who are employed. There are less activities in that axis, and because of that, the land is indirectly it affects the way at which land appreciates. Because where people are employed and there's money, there's commerce taking place, there's tendency of someone having money to buy land or buy property in that axis. But where there's no activities, there's no employment, tendency of land appreciation in that axis is very low. Let me give you an example. For instance, let me use Lagos as a case study. I want to use Lekki Free Trade Zone. Lekki Free Trade Zone. That project is actually in Ibeju Lekki, and it is estimated to create it will create more than 3,000 jobs and even create over 6,000 indirect jobs. Even Dangote Refinery, which will still start soon, which they've started somehow, is estimated to create about 230 jobs. That is directly and indirectly more than that. Then imagine you having land in that axis where there are job opportunity. People are there are jobs, there are factories in that axis. People who works in that place, who have employment in that place, they will surely want a place where they can reside, where they can live. And you imagine you building a house in that axis as a rental house where people can rent. Imagine the money you make if you decide to tap into it. So you have to consider all these things I've mentioned so far. I've mentioned a couple of things. The first thing I mentioned commerce. I mentioned migration. I mentioned population. I also mentioned employment. Then the last one I want to talk about is location. You know, location play a major role. Depending on what you want to do, will determine which location or which place you go to buy property. Depending on what you want to do. Mind you, some mistake some people do is this: they actually look for land first before they now think of what to do with the land. Sometimes that formula might not really work. It's advisable for you to have a reason first. Have a reason of buying the land. Then now look for a location that suits that reason. Have a reason for buying the land. For instance, let me give you a typical example. For instance, assuming I want to build blocks of flats for low-income earners. Let's say 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. Okay, let me use one bedroom as for instance. I want to build 1 bedroom. Now I have a reason. The next thing I need to look for is, okay, who are those that will need this kind of house? Is it students? Is it workers? So I have to look at it. Then assuming I want to do just one bedroom, then I know that, okay, students will need this kind of house, just a 1 bedroom house. Then the next thing I'll have to look for a location that will fit that purpose. For instance, I'll just go for where there's school, where there's university, that they actually need hostel where they will stay. So I will go there and build that kind of house. But imagine if I go to that hostel location and now decide to build 3 bedroom duplex in that location. That house will be wasting that house because students cannot rent that kind of house. But imagine I want to build a 3 bedroom duplex. Then the next thing is, who are those that can afford this kind of property? Then if I'm in Lagos, okay, let me go toward the Koyi houses, or let me go toward the Lekki houses, because I know those people they will have the money to buy that kind of houses.
Go and check your sister.
So if you are with me, I just want to type in the comment section. I can hear you. Let me, before I proceed to the next thing. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, if you are still with me, just type on the comment section. I can hear you. I want to see your comments. Just type, I can hear you. Okay. If you can hear me, okay. Okay, good. So this first session, I just okay, good. Okay, Vincent, you can hear me. Okay, good. So this I just talk about the first session, which is for investors if you want to invest in property. Please don't allow any real estate company to bamboozle you for any reason at all. Don't allow anybody to just come and tell you buy this land, and don't buy land based on emotion. Don't buy property based on emotion. Emotion will not pay you. Emotion will not pay you, and it doesn't mean that when you buy a property that you must live in it. No, not all property you buy you must live in it. And sure, the sincere truth is this: your first property should not even be the one in which you will live on. If you are still young, your first property should not be the property which you should live on. Your first property should be a property that can actually generate money for you. And thank God for there are a couple of ways now which you can actually get an apartment or get a house without you actually building from the scratch. If let's assume you have something like, let's say you have like 15 million now, for instance. If normally, if you want to build with 50 million now, you have to think of buying house, buying the land. After buying the land, you start building. And depending on the location, you might end up not finishing it to your taste. Finish it to your taste. Because of sometimes we will tend to do that because of we want to belong. We want people to say, okay, we have a house. No. If you really want to make money from the real estate, you have to look beyond trying to impress anybody. Instead of using that 50 million now to go and get a land and build a house from the scratch, that same 50 million now can get you an apartment. Let me do comparison. Let's assume you use that 15 million now, that 15 million now to you buy a land and you start building. You might end up spending more in building that house. If you buy the land and depending on your location and you start building, you end up spending more. But that's less of that amount. Less of that amount you can actually use to buy an apartment, which when you finish both of them, let's assume Mr. A buy an apartment, already built apartment. When I mean apartment, it can be if you've been to Dubai before, you notice that some of their real estate is always an apartment. Though they can have like say 10-story building, 10 story building with 10 floor, and they can be selling each of the apartments. So you can decide to you can for somebody who buy apartment and somebody who buy a land and build, and the person will spend more. When two of them finish this, Mr. A buy an apartment, Mr. B buy land and build. When both of them finish, and mind you, Mr. A who buy apartment will buy it cheaper because it's an apartment, while Mr. B who buy and build, when the end result finish and you want to rent it out, let's assume both of them are in the same location. If you want to rent it out, both of them will end up renting it out at the same price. Most of the time, you end up renting it at the same price. Mr. A who buy the apartment at a cheap price, because it's an apartment will be cheaper than you buying the land and building. Mr. A will recover faster its capital, and Mr. B will not recover faster because it will take more time because Mr. B bought a land and also build and spend more. So, but Mr. B will feel proud that I have a land, I have a house. But Mr. A will make more money, more than Mr. B. I'm just trying to share with you some of the tricks in real estate so that you can also know if you're coming in as an investor. So let me just pause from the angle of investor. Let me go to the part which has to do with you being a broker. As a broker simply means that you know Mr. A who want to buy a house, but you know a seller who want to actually sell a land. Then you link both of them together. Then in this case, you get commission for that. And you can actually do this seamlessly without you leaving your any state you are. You can actually do that seamlessly. I have a couple of my clients who based abroad, and some of them they enter this brokerage because I based in Lagos, and they know a couple of their friends who are in abroad. What they just do, they just simply link them to me, and I do everything. At the end, they get the commission for it. So that is how it works. You link a buyer to a seller, and you get your commission. And some of these companies, they can give commission up to some give 15%, some give 20%, depending on the property. So if you're thinking of business you can actually do that can actually give you money seamlessly, and you have people in your contacts who can buy property, who you know that can buy property, then you can do a brokerage business. I personally belong to a couple of bodies, professional body who who verify these estate companies before they add them to their portfolio. This body, there are a couple of them in Lagos. They verify, they go out there, get real estate companies who have properties, and they bring it to a particular body, this particular brokerage firm. Then, if you register in this brokerage firm, what you do is this: you will see the list of all the companies under this brokerage firm. You pick the one which you want to market, then you send it to your prospects. If your prospects decide to buy and go to them directly to buy, automatically you will get commission when transaction is sealed. That is how it actually works. So if you are interested in this kind of business, then I would drop my number. Then you can WhatsApp me. Then I will guide you on how to go about it. How to get customer. Let's assume you don't even know anybody. You don't know anybody that will need to buy property. There are ways which I currently use. If you inbox me, then I will tell you how to go about it. Sometimes people think that there's no money in this country. Don't be deceived. There's money in this country. There's plenty of money in this country. Why I'm saying this is because I'm in this field. I know transactions that take place every single day. Even today, I'm talking to you. Today, I'm talking to you. I went for inspection, and I know what transpired. I know the money that just leaves somebody's account now. I know the alert somebody just received. So there's money in this country. Don't let anybody deceive you. Forget all this news out there that Nigeria is exception and the rest. Don't be deceived. There are people that have money in this country. And if you decide to do this business, one thing I will do for you is I will guide you on how to go about it. I will add it to a WhatsApp group where I'll be sharing with you the properties available. Then if you're outside Lagos, no, that's no challenge. If you have any person who wants to buy property, then you link them up with me. When I close the deal, you get your commission. It's simple as ABC. There's no big deal about it. How to get customers is how to get prospects in case you don't have anybody at all. I have that technique. George, currently, let me even let you know this. Currently, the number of prospects that come to my phone every single day, most of the time I can't even handle it. So getting prospect is not the problem. It's not a problem at all. It's your ability to even convince them. That is why you need to up in your game in what they call closing. Getting people to come is not a problem, but your closing skill have to be in top notch. Because this kind of transaction is not transaction of 5,000 now or 10,000 now transaction. It can roll down to millions and even billion. So the sincere fact is there's money in this country, and if you decide to go into real estate to be a broker, you might not make sale. The truth is this: you might not make sale in the next 1 month. You might not make sale in the next 2 months, but just one sale you can go on vacation and rest for the next 1 year. That's how this business is. And sometimes this it also makes you to shift from this mindset of lack or scarcity to this mindset of abundance. Because when you start mentioning millions, there's no single day that I don't mention millions. And millions is just like, they just come out like normal words to me now. It's not scaring like it used to be before. But it's because it's a normal thing. Millions, put somewhere transferring millions, 100 million, 200 million. So it's 1 billion. It does not move me the way because I've been in the industry, millions is just like a normal thing now. Just talking to, okay, how much is this property? Is 11 million now. It's like just like me calling is 500, 5,000 now. It's just like that. So one thing this industry will do to you, it will move you to shift you from this there's scarcity in this country to abundance mindset. So that is that for that. I think I've covered you coming in as an investor and also coming in as a broker. How to market and how to get clients. That is one of the things I will share with you. When you inbox me, let me give you my number right ahead. Just get your pen and or get and write this number now. Inbox me on WhatsApp. Then if you want to come in as a broker, or if you want me to guide you on how you can choose a good land that can appreciate very, very fast, that can appreciate very, very fast. There are a couple of deals which I have now that when you put your money there and you are guaranteed of 100%, 200% in couple of distance time. So if you need that, either if you're coming as an investor or you want to come in as a broker, then get my number, inbox me on WhatsApp right now. Then I will reply you. Just let me know that you actually got my number from this training. Then we'll take it from there. Let me know if you're coming, you want to register as a broker or you want to come in as an investor. Then from there we can take it to the next level. My name is Dennis Isong, and my number is 081 64 74 1041. 081 64 74 1041. 64 081 64 74 1041. I will type it on the comment section for you to see too. If you have kindly drop in the comment section, let me answer before. I want to make sure this class ends before 9 o'clock.
Let me ask a question, sir. Let me ask you a few questions. Okay, so what you're saying from all of this is that location is important. Are you saying that is there a provision for us to be in, like I live in Uyo, be in the city of Uyo, and invest in Lagos? Is there any kind of plan, any kind of opportunity like that? I'm in Uyo, and I can have a real estate investment in Lagos, maybe buy a property. Are there plans? Because one of the things I noticed that is trending in the real estate industry right now, as I'm talking about as an investor now, is that the people allow people to pay for properties in installments, so that you can actually get a property worth 20 million, and then they allow you to pay on a monthly basis in installments. So are there opportunities like that you mentioned about location, maybe Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, that's in areas like that? Are there opportunities like that? That's the first question. That's as an investor. Now, as a broker, how I know that you're a guru when it comes to digital marketing. Can you share a few tips with us on how you used to attract your leads? You said something about leads are not the issues. Leads is not really the issue. It's about closing the sale. So let's first start with what if that's an issue? Getting leads, getting targeted. What are the things we can do using the internet or using whatever strategy you want to engage to get the leads that will come to look at our businesses? So I've asked a two-headed question, a two-pronged question. First, as an investor, are there installmental payments in real estate in Lagos, any part of Lagos or Abuja or Port Harcourt? Are there plans like that? I know there's something like that happening in my city. Are there plans in prime locations that we can take advantage of? Two, as a broker, what do I do to get leads?
Okay. Thank you for this question. The first part is there are several payment plan available. In short, I even have one that you can pay up to 8 years payment plan, 8 good years payment plan, and it's actually in a prime area where we call Aja Abraham. This one has this in Lagos. You can pay up to 8 years. There are a couple of other ones, 3 years, 4 years. In short, I currently have a partnership with a mortgage bank, which you don't even have the money and you want to buy a particular property. What they do, they pay for you. They pay for you. Then they remove from your salary, or you have a source of income that is certain. Then they pay for you while you remit back to the mortgage bank. So there are facilities like that. If it's long-term payment plan, there is. The short time, there is. You want mortgage bank to come in to rescue you. There are also. That is as an investor. Then also getting leads. When I say getting leads, I know what I'm talking about. Getting leads is not the problem. Why I say it's not a problem is this. Sometimes when you don't start something, you think it is. Sometimes people think traffic is hard. Traffic is not hard. Let me give you a typical example. It's something I did recently. Not recently. I've been doing it, but I decided to intensify it, and it choked me, and I have to still get more hands to handle it. What I did, let me just share this. This is my own personal secret, but I believe you can try it. I decided to just I have them before. I decided to employ my hands, more hands, to help me to post on listing website. In property, we have top listing website like Nigerian Property Center. We have the property. We have even Gigi. We have Nigerian Property Pro. We have all lists. One of the things I did, what I just did, I've been posting on those sites, but I decided to intensify it. I had a target of uploading 1,000 each in all those sites. I employ somebody who that is his job, morning to night, every single day, and his job is to upload on those sites every single day. And tell me how you do that. You upload on those sites up to like 5 different sites, including your own website. Upload. I don't mean when you upload, you pay for the premium. They have premium, the payment method, payment plan, depending on the number of properties you want to upload. Imagine you decide to upload even 500 in all those websites, and tell me how you will not get people to call you every single day. Sure, you'll be tired of clients. That is, I'm just telling you that one method. Then you also have, there's also Facebook marketing. Then there's, out of all of them also, there's another juicy one, which is YouTube. People don't know the power of YouTube. You want to target international clients. In short, most of my clients that buy products from me currently are those who have not even seen. The only thing, they have been seeing me on YouTube, but I've not even seen them physically. The only thing I see is that they fill the form. I see their picture on that form. Most of them are actually abroad. They buy this property, and most of them are abroad. When they buy it, they don't even buy one property. They buy it in couple of plots. And you just imagine that. In short, the market in Nigeria is there, but you want to target foreign markets. YouTube, if you have not, anybody that has not started using YouTube, you are missing. YouTube is another method of you getting foreign Nigerians who are based abroad, because they have data. So you don't find them on Facebook. You find them more on YouTube. And point of, there's a particular set of people who are actually most of my clients. Most of them are from people from Italy, Canada, US, and so some of them are even Edo, Bini. I've not even seen any of them. There's only just last 2 months, one of them who bought property from my hand for a long time decided to wanted to start building. Then I came to Nigeria. That was when I saw him. And if you see the way we relate like if I've known him for years. I've known him for years because and also when it comes to property, you are dealing with people. You have to be real. You have to be real. You don't form. You don't form. Because if you form, they see you as you're trying to, but when you are real and you make them believe, okay, you want to be like them, you understand their pain, their fear, and you help them out. They tell you to do this and you do it for them. The sky is actually the razor point. There are a lot of things. So the opportunity is wide. When I say getting clients is not a problem, I know what I'm talking about, because if or what I've just shared with you now, if you decide to even try it, you will not have enough time. In a matter of months, you start employing people that will be handling it for you. I guess maybe handling it for you. So the opportunity is there. Either as
So
an investor
you're
or the
saying
broker.
that you're saying that YouTube advertising and is a very veritable way to get clients. That's what you're saying.
YouTube is one of the YouTube is one of the way I get my clients. Foreign, not even local clients, foreign clients. Those Nigerians who are based abroad is one of the easiest way to get. And when I say YouTube, I'm not even talking about even the paid advert. So the paid advert is an add-on. It's even an add-on. I'm talking about you uploading your content on YouTube. And there are some tricks. Note, there are some tricks you have to also apply when you upload it. When you don't just upload content and think it will make magic. No. There's something called keyword research. You have to know, you don't create video based on what you think people want. You create video on what people are searching. People are searching. For instance, I use Google keyword planner to do research. I also subscribe to Keyword Blaster. There's a software called Keyword Blaster, which if I want to know what people are searching for on YouTube, on Google, on Yahoo, on different search engine, and what I do, I go to that, I take the keyword and search there to tell me the major keyword I can target. That's because after you upload your video, there's some tricks. You have to mention those keywords on your video. You have to also put those keywords on your description, and those sort of related keyword has to be on your what they call your keyword tag. So these are some tricks. So when you do all those things together, when Mr.
So you're saying
A
that
in UK.
So you're saying that if anybody connects with you, sir, one of the things I'm going to show them is how to use YouTube, just directly use YouTube to promote the videos you're showing. Are you showing yourself or are you showing the landed properties? Are you taking your phone and showing the landed properties, or you are showing, is that the way it goes? Are you going to run them through InShots editing, basic editing, using their phones to get the shots, uploading, using keywords? Is that what you're saying that you're going to show us to do?
Okay. Anybody that decides to be a broker and inbox me, what I will do is I will put them through on the method I'm using that is working for me. How to go about it. There are some skill sets they have to learn, like editing of video, which is not hard. Using InShot is not hard. All those skill sets. But what you just need your phone. If you are based in Lagos or you are based in Abuja or Port Harcourt, or even if you are outside Lagos, what you need to do, there are way we can work out in. What I would do is to put it through on method that works on how you can actually get clients.
That last boy, now the assistant speaking. That last boy.
Yeah. So, Mr. George,
I just see one fair girl, one boy wear white shirt on top black trousers.
Conqueror, you are
Conqueror.
Please, Conqueror, mute your mic. Conqueror, mute your mic. Conqueror, mute your mic. Olusegun, mute your mic. I will be forced to move you. Conqueror and Olusegun, mute your mic, please.
Okay.
Conqueror, mute your mic, please. Go ahead, Mr. Dennis.
Okay, so basically, anybody that comes as a broker, these are some things which I will put him or her through, because I will add them to my WhatsApp group where I have all the people I'm working with. in that WhatsApp group. That WhatsApp group, you're going to get the properties available. Then how to market
In
it,
what
I'm going to put
location?
you through on how to market
Lagos particularly, right? In Lagos
Pardon?
particularly.
The
In which
properties are mainly Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Partly Asaba, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and partly Asaba. And just like I said, when it comes to real estate investment, you're looking at location go a long way. Location, you have to look at all these criteria I've mentioned. I'm not saying you should not buy land buy property in other states. You can buy property in other states, but you have to look at which of them appreciate faster. And if you're coming in as an investor, what you want more money. You want where you get more money. So I said you're coming as you are trying to be emotional about it. If you're emotional about it, then go ahead and buy land in your village. No problem with that. But if you want to make money out of it, so you think as an investor, where is the money? Go for where the money is. That's just it.
All right, Deborah wants to ask a question. Deborah, go ahead with your question. Deborah is in Ghana. I don't know why she lives in Accra, Ghana, and I just suspected that she's going to ask a question because right now she's in Ghana. Go ahead with Deborah. Deborah with the question.
That's basically the question. That's what I wanted to ask. So because I'm hearing properties Lagos, Abuja. So what about those in Accra? Probably I just have to learn the skills he's talking about on how to get the properties also.
Yes, I think the skills that you really need to learn, and I've noticed Dennis do that a lot. If you want to be a broker, brokerage can be a side hustle for you, being the middleman between the buyers and sellers. And basically, I like the idea of YouTube advertising, even if it's not paid. I like the idea of learning how to edit your videos so that they are appealing. I like the idea of targeting. I think I like the idea of looking out for listings. And so that's why I kept saying that getting people to come and look at your land is not a problem. And throughout his message today, he has been saying people have money. Stop saying people don't have money. People have money. All you have to do is showcase your land. You should not be bothered about having people show up. What you should be bothered about is closing your sale. And I'm sure those are some skills that Dennis will teach people when they are part of his community, either as brokers. And if you want to be an investor, I'm sure he's saying that there are certain price lands that you can pay in installments, spread through 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, even 8 years, that he can showcase you. Now, sir, one question I want to ask is, and you can be in Ghana, also Deborah, you can be in Ghana and based on the philosophy, said don't be emotional about it. Yes, you're in Ghana, but you can have price properties in Nigeria. You can also be in Ghana and serve as a broker between people who want to have Nigerians who want to, even Ghanaians who want to have investment in Lagos. In Lagos, we know there's a lot of interaction between Ghanaians and Nigerians these days. And the new place opening is Ibejuleki, the new, what they call the new Lagos, where you have a refinery and a few other things happening in that space. So you can become that broker, have a connect with Dennis, and then help Ghanaians also do investment there. There are also Nigerians who might be interested in dealing with you, because sometimes Nigerians don't like to trust, they don't trust their fellow Nigerians, but they could trust the Ghanaian who has some links in Lagos. Let me ask one last question before we begin to wrap up, Dennis. How do you handle, there's something called Omonile in Lagos. Dennis, are you still with us?
I'm with you.
There's something called Omonile, or Omonile, the landowners, these youths. I don't know if you have it in our own side in Akwa Ibom and many other places. You have the youths who you have to settle. How do you handle? What is the parameters? And land things can be very problematic. How do you handle those areas? How anybody coming there as a broker, how do you handle those areas? Please talk to us about it.
Okay. Omorile challenge is actually one of the biggest challenge that they've been facing in this industry. But there's always a solution. If you decide to buy property from individuals, let's say you just go to a community and you see an individual that have a land and you decide to buy from the property, definitely you have problem with Omonile. Definitely. But if you decide to buy property from a real estate company, recommend real estate company, you will not have problem with them. The reason is this, because they will be the one, they've already settled them. They've already, everything has been settled. They have their documents, and they can't come into the estate to disturb you, because even the estate would have charged you for that also. For instance, in when it comes to when you buy a property, there are some charges which you have to pay, like the development fee. Part of part of the development fee is part of the thing they will use in settling some of this money. The settling them. So you will not be bothered about it at all. You will not be bothered about you doing that, because they will handle all those things. They will handle all those things from beginning to end, because you have paid for development fee. Development fee includes, they will do the drainage, they will do the road, they will do some other things. And the company that bought that property, that have that acre of land, they are the one that will be interfering with those people. And if they settle them, there's no problem. You don't have any challenge with them. You don't have any business with them at all. And even some estate company also go as far as even when you are building, you don't even need to interfere with the body that will come and check your house or to check the type of house you are building. They will even go ahead and even undo it with undo it for you. So the option to avoid Omolile challenge is to buy from a good estate company, because they will handle all those things for you. You don't have to bother yourself about all this headache and the rest. So that's how to deal with them. But if you decide to go on your own personally, and you see a parcel of land somewhere and decide to buy, generally when you are working on that property, Morila will come and meet you. But if you buy from an estate from a company, they will not disturb you, because that company will have settled them.
All right, okay, on the final note, sir, let me also find, are you saying that going as an investor, as maybe have some money set aside, is and investing in real estate is asset building? Are you saying that it's better for me to look for money and buy a property in a price location? And is that a good decision to make, or start off as a broker? Because for me, just tying your money down on the ground with just promises and hopes, is that the best? And now you're saying we should buy from the estate managers. You go and pay them. They're going to place a very high figure at it. If they buy the property from the villagers at 250,000 naira, because they're interested in profits, they will peg it at 1 million naira. And it's an estate. So you buy it at 1 million, you end up buying at 1 million naira. And then what's the chance that the value of that property would increase for you to resell? And if you're going to resell, the estate may not allow you resell, because they are the ones in control of the property. So they determine the price. So are you saying that as investors, we should go through the estate managers, or we can go to communities and have a conversation with them, buy properties, and then expect that they grow and then make our profits? Or first of all, serve as brokers? We need to be clarified about that, because I'm thinking of profitability. One of the reasons why I've been having my reservations about real estate is I don't want to tie cash down on a property, all because I want to buy property and do so. I want to be able to quickly liquidate if I need to, without the hassles. So please clarify that part for us.
Okay. First of all, you being a broker does not stop you from investing. I also invest too. So if I see a parcel of land that I know there's potential of it increasing in value, I will buy. And also note, not all land appreciates. I said that earlier. Not all land appreciates. There's some land that depreciates. Example, let's assume you have a land where there's earthquake. Definitely that land will depreciate. Let's say you have a land where there's oil spillage. That land will depreciate. So not all land appreciates. And number two, dealing with Omonile when you are a newbie is very dangerous. going to you see a community, you see a community that have large parts of land, and you start to go and buy as a beginner, is very dangerous because you don't know the game yet. That is why it is advisable. If you come as a broker, at least as you're doing, you will tend to know. You tend to know. Okay. You will tend to, if you come as a broker, you will tend to know the terrain, you know how it works, and you're learning curve, you're learning it one after the other. Then if you want to now start buying on your own personally, then at least you know some basic, some tricks. Or there are actually some tricks. There are tricks. There are some things you need to know before you can walk up to a village and buy. And mind you, that same land you go to a village and buy, that you can buy that land will not see appreciate. You know what makes, there are a couple of factors which I've mentioned that makes land appreciate. It is the value you add on that land that make it appreciate. The value you add on that land. That is one thing about buying from an estate. Because when you buy from an estate, there's tendency of them doing the road. There's tendency of people buying and building that community. Let me give a typical example. For some of you who know Eleko Asis, where we have Eleko Beach in Lagos. There's this particular estate that went there when it was a fallow land and bought it in acres. This estate is called MN Estate. MN Estate is actually one of the top estates in Lagos, but where it is very, very far. That is where some of these actors and actresses live. Like, if you know about Jennifer Diary, this Funke Akindele, that is where he lives. All the Jennifer Diary movies, which he shoots, is actually in that location. That when they bought that land was actually a land that was just there. Nothing was happening there. But within a couple of years, they transformed that whole area. That estate transformed that whole area, and that land in that area now is a prime. To get a land in that area now is like 25 million now to get a land in that estate, and it's increasing. But mind you, that land will still be there without actually increasing in value. And also note, real estate is not for you to make real money in real estate. It's not a short time. When you say time money, you have to now decide how do you want to do it. One of the ways to avoid time money is this. You can come in as a developer, you build and you sell. You build, you sell. In that case, you will not tie your money that long. You can also come in as you just do land flipping. You buy the land and you sell. You buy the land and you sell. So these are some ways if you don't want to tie money that long. But if you want to make real money in real estate, it's actually a long time thing. So that the money can be more juicy. Although you make money when you buy and you resell. You make money when you buy and resell. But the main money is when you buy a property and you add value to that property. When you add value to that property, that land surely increase. I know definitely the particular time that MNSA started, so before they started, I went to that same assets to look for land to buy. That land was selling for 400,000 naira. That was it's after like 2 years after. That was when MN State went to that assets. The land then was around 400,000 naira. And now that same land now, after MN State transformed that area, that same land now is selling for 25 million naira. So and the space is just within, it was around this 2001, and it's just like about 9 years, space of 9 years. Imagine from 400,000 now to 25 million now within the space of 9 years. So it's all depends on what you want. You know, you are building assets. You are building assets. You should not look at. You want to. It's all depends on the angle you if you want to run short time, it's okay. But if you want to run long time, imagine you buying a land in large acres, and you now start working on it, developing, adding value to that land. In a matter of time, money problem will not be an issue again. So that's just it. So, Mr. George, I hope I answered the question.
Yes, you have answered the question very well, and I want to appreciate you, sir, for your time. And I'm sure that people have gotten value. It's important that we invest in real estate.
Where Tree Light is raising his hand.
Go ahead, well drillers. Ask us the question you want to ask. Well drillers.
Mr. Dennis, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
It's been a while hearing from you.
Thank you, sir.
I want you to help me because this is an industry. I want to be playing along. Is it possible? What do I need to do, or what do I need to have to start a real estate business of my own? Because I'm looking at the angle of listing property, just as you said. I'm also looking at the angle of developing property and selling it off or renting it out. So what do I need to have, like papers from government to get started?
Okay, the first thing first is for you to register your company first as a real estate company. That's the first thing first.
Okay.
That's the first thing first. But before you even think of registering a company as a real estate company, then you have to decide which area you want to play in. You want to play in because the field is very wide.
Okay. This is what I'm
wide.
focusing on. This is the angle I'm looking at. I'm looking at listing property. I'm also looking at buying property and working on it. Then later off, I sell it off, or developing a brand new one. After developing it, I sell it off or rent it.
With what you just said now, you can actually